The Champions League showdown in Turin begins. Juventus 1, Manchester United 1.
Hello, good evening. Ryan Giggs has lost his race for fitness as United look for a win or a high-scoring draw to make that final. 0-0 means Juventus go through, and 1-1, well, that would mean extra time. Our guests on the big match tonight, Terry Venables and Glenn Hoddle. Now, Terry, tell us about Alex Ferguson's selection.
Well, as you say, Giggs is not playing, he's not on the bench either. It's a disappointment, but a lot of people felt Scholes would replace him, but in fact he's gone like for like to keep the balance on the left by putting Blomqvist in. And also up front, the two positions everyone was concerned about or worried about was that Cole and York will both be playing as they have done right through this campaign.
Juventus, Glenn?
Yeah, Bob, I think Ancelotti will be very, very pleased, obviously, that Zidane is in. You know, he's playing and he's going to be a massive influence in this tie, in this match. Already he's been at Old Trafford, but he's delighted about that. I think they're going to miss out on Montero. Montero at the back isn't playing, he isn't quite match fit. But they'll come with the same shape as they played in against United at Old Trafford. But here, obviously, we've got the home advantage with this fanatical support.
Just to enlarge upon Zidane a little bit, midfield superiority, is that where it'll be won and lost?
I think that's where United had the problems at Old Trafford, and I think Zidane dropping into midfield and making the numbers in there and outnumbering them is the reason why Butt and Keane are playing for United tonight.
If United lose a goal, most people think, is that going to be a huge problem? Or
Well, everyone said it makes no difference, but it
because
does.
they've got to score. Anyway.
That's right, because Juventus they'll have to come and score, but that might make it easier for Juventus to get another goal. So that's the gamble. As long as they should obviously to keep that clean sheet for as long as possible, especially early on. Don't concede.
Okay. Well, domestic doubles north and south of the border, a pair of Cup Winners' Cups, and this year, the freedom of the city of Aberdeen. Alex Ferguson has had quite a career, but we all know that the biggest trophy of all, the European Champions Cup, is still missing. Could this be the year all that changes?
Well, it's a massive game and I feel good about it. I think we have a very good chance. And like every big game, you hope you get the breaks and that everything goes right for you, but it's going to be a tough game and we're aware of that.
Okay, and you've always believed that Manchester United can score away?
Yes, I do think that, yeah.
So, we had a very fast start to the game in Old Trafford. Do you see that tonight in Turin as well?
Yeah, they'll start 100 mile an hour. They'll try to finish us off as they always do in the first 30 minutes of matches. And we've got to make sure we're ready for that and also counter-attack with real purpose to make sure we give them a real threat.
Well, I'm sure everybody will be wishing you the best of luck. We certainly do on ITV. It's going to be some night, I think, Alex.
It's going to be a great night, I hope.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Teams of Italy and England head-to-head for a place in club football's biggest final. Time to join our big match commentary team. It's Ron Atkinson and first, Clive Tilsley.
Thank you, Bob. Good evening, everyone. Another Wednesday, another semi-final. Waiting to welcome Manchester United home from Turin, the mouth-watering prospect of a spring double in the Premiership and FA Cup, and yet there will be a sense of heavy anti-climax hanging over the remainder of their season if Juventus beat them to the European summit again. All the shooting stars of the Italians' first leg display can be seen again tonight. The changes are in defence when the Yugoslav right-back Mirkovic is suspended and the Uruguayan centre-back Montero is short of match fitness. Alessandro Birindelli and Ciro Ferrara are experienced replacements. We are at kick-off time. There's the confirmation of that Manchester United lineup. We have had rain, you'll be pleased to know, in Turin for much of the day, and Alex Ferguson is pleased with the effect that has had on the pitch for tonight. The last time Manchester United reached the semi-finals 2 years ago, the Swiss referee Urs Meier was in charge. He officiates again tonight with players of the calibre of Zidane, Keane and Davids, all a yellow card away from missing the final. It's the biggest poker game in Europe tonight. Juventus hold most of the cards, but do they stick or do they twist? For United, the aim is to play a little more with the head, a little less with the heart. But when all the mind games are done, 0-0 is not an option for them. They must score. Ron Atkinson, where's your money?
I think it's just about 6-4 on Juve at the moment, but I wouldn't be surprised to see the thing go the distance into extra time and even penalties. I think it's that close between the two sides.
Gary Neville for Manchester United, headed on by Roy Keane and away by Pesotto. Neville looking for Cole, beaten to it in the air by Giuliano. Keane back to Ronnie Johnson, who came on at half-time in the first game. David Beckham used his arm to control the ball there. And Davids brings Juve forward. Stam was quickly in, put forward by Giuliano, dealt with by the head of Ronnie Johnson. Davids down to Zidane. Keane got to him quickly. The ball breaks for Angelo Di Livio. Davids, who had such an imposing first half at Old Trafford. Here's one of the newcomers, Birindelli, who wasn't involved in the first leg. Alex Ferguson's faith in his team's predatory powers are well-founded. They scored in Milan, scored 2 in Munich, 3 in Barcelona, 6 away to Bromby. Scored almost twice as many goals as Juventus this season, but each attack runs the risk of a counter-attack. The last time Juve failed to score in the home leg of a European Cup tie, you maybe weren't born, 1973. It's a delicate balancing act for United to perform. Won by York, linking up again with Cole, but penalised for his jump.
Certainly the early indications are that there's been no special tactical plan laid down for Zidane. He's going to play, I think, nearest man will mark him. Be one of the midfield players, the 2 anchor men, Butt or Keane dropping back in there. Or when United go on the attack, I think you'll find that Ronnie Johnson will push in against him.
Beckham has won a free kick. Upended as he surged forward and tried to get beyond Giuliano.
For me, that should have been a booking, by the way. Giuliano had no other intention but to stop Beckham's run.
Offside against Andy Cole.
There's been a lot of talk about the United strikers recently, not on the goals. Certainly in the first game, the game at Old Trafford, their movement wasn't good. I would think Alex would be looking for a lot more movement. Even perhaps at times Dwight York sort of dropping off, similar to Sheringham did in the semi-final, or indeed as Zidane does for Juve.
Inzaghi. Zidane quickly forward towards Conte, who scored the goal at Old Trafford, but Peter Schmeichel, whose farewell tour seems to produce more and more headline performances, is first to the ball. Blomqvist. Keane. Beyond but Beckham trying to make something of it. What he has made is a throw-in for Manchester United down by the corner flag. Blomqvist. Johnson. Beckham. In towards York. Tried to lay it off to Nicky Butt. Nothing outside of him for that right-hand side, so he goes back to Keane. Now Gary Neville trying to provide some width out there. York beaten to it in the air by Ferrara. Header clear is by Conte, only as far as Butt. Good work though by Di Livio. Typically industrious work by Di Livio. Deschamps' control let him down. Zidane though. Inzaghi trying to peel away off the shoulder of Stam. Good run by Inzaghi. And Stam was caught up with him and managed to smuggle the ball away. And just as well, because Peter Schmeichel lost his footing there for a moment.
Well, that's a warning sign straight away, wasn't it? Inzaghi, a superb run, pulls off the shoulder. Stam would actually let him go. I think Schmeichel might have been looking for a handball. And great recovery from Stam, but initially his positional sense to let him down and let Inzaghi make one of those cunning little runs he makes.
Carlo Ancelotti on the verge of leading a team into a European Cup final in his 13th game in charge. Alex Ferguson still trying in his 13th year in charge of Manchester United. It will be unlucky for someone tonight. Davids trying to find Di Livio in behind Beckham, who recovered very quickly. In fact, it was Pasotto, the left fullback, who forced his way forward to the edge of the Manchester United penalty area, and Beckham had to go back with him.
Yeah, looking at the pitch, before the game, it is very wet and greasy, and that sort of situation at both ends is going to cause problems for defenders if they make rash challenges.
Zidane guides it in. Inzaghi was there. Less than 6 minutes played, and Filippo Inzaghi has scored for Juventus. Just as they did at Old Trafford, Juventus strike first, only this time it's come even earlier.
I'll tell you what, I think if we see this again, the United players and the staff will be beside themselves with anger. I mean, all right, it's a short corner, he knocks it back into Zidane's right foot. The delivery's okay, but there's a million red shirts in there, and how he gets first to that ball. We know he's a predator, we know he's a sniffer, but really from a corner, you would expect that area to be defended.
Last season it was Inzaghi's late winner here against Manchester United which kept Juventus' hopes alive at the league stage of the competition. A late goal that time, an early goal tonight.
I'm also amazed how quickly the fullbacks have left the posts. I mean, it wasn't as if there was a big delay between the short corner of Zidane and Di Livio.
Curious thing about the goal is that in a sense it doesn't affect the nature of Manchester United's task too much tonight. They've still got to score a goal. One would take it into extra time. Here's Beckham looking for York. Now Keane. Hooked in towards Gary Neville inside the Juventus penalty area. Cole trying to make it his. And it's scooped up by Peruzzi on his line. A yard either side, that might have beaten the Juventus keeper.
Yeah, it's good forward running there by Neville. Just helps it on into the box. Good acrobatic play by Peruzzi. Peruzzi was actually standing behind the line there. It's a pity there wasn't a little bit more zip on it.
A dramatic start. A goal for Juventus in the opening minutes. They lead by 2-1 on aggregate. Conte trying to link up with Inzaghi but finding only Butt. And just to recap, the only score on the night which can take the match into extra time is 1-1, a repeat of the first leg score. Giuliano intercepting. Pasotto, Deschamps, Di Livio. Davids has made a forward run. Inzaghi is ahead of him.
What must be annoying for United? Yeah, full marks to the strike there. He's got well in. He's left his mark. He's left his runner there and got in against Gary Neville. But by the same yardstick, that's an untidy goal. That's not a sort of goal when you're focused and concentrated you would expect to concede at this stage of the competition.
5 goals in Europe this season, 6 goals in Europe last season. Filippo Inzaghi has emerged in many ways from the shadow of the injured Alessandro Del Piero this term. It's Inzaghi again trying to get beyond Roddy Johnson. Referee was going to give a free kick against him, but Manchester United have the ball and so he's happy for play to continue.
Yeah, I think Inzaghi will be happy playing against the two United central defenders without a sweeper tonight. He'll have played most of his league football in Serie A against teams that have a third man as an insurance at the back. And every time he makes those little spin runs at the moment, he's looked dangerous.
York. Beckham. Teased in beyond Inzaghi. Jesper Blomqvist for Manchester United. Dispossessed rather too comfortably by Didier Deschamps. Blomqvist, though, in fairness to him, has got it back from Zidane. Then Keane loses out to Ferrara, who is struggling with an injury at present. I think he's been caught in the face. Di Livio to Davids. Now Pasotto. Inzaghi there again, ahead of Stam, trying to turn the ball across the face of goal, deflected and in. Twice in the opening 11 minutes, Filippo Inzaghi had struck for Juventus. The first was a poacher's goal, the second needed some luck. Manchester United need a minor miracle now. They're 2 down in no time here. The Blues Brothers anthem rings round the Turin Stadium. It's the Pippo Inzaghi Blues for Manchester United.
Once again a result, good movement by the little centre forward. He's aided by the lock, but it's his movement all over the place that's causing United problems at the moment. Stands unlucky, gets the first deflection. It's a freak at the end of it, but it is that he has caused him so many problems, Inzaghi, with his movement. He's a sole striker, and nobody's quite sure who to mark.
A week ago, Dennis Bergkamp chanced his arm at Villa Park and got a big deflection off Gert Stam. A week on, and Filippo Inzaghi scores a goal off the giant Manchester United centre-back.
That's when you know your luck's in, though, because that was a freak bounce, freak deflection. Okay, it's hit into the ground, whether because it's so greasy on top, it skidded the ball up higher. That didn't half kick up. Caught the big Dane by complete surprise.
Alex Ferguson told us a little earlier today, Juventus will try to get the job done in the first 20 minutes. They may have got it done inside of 11.
But what they've done, Clive, they've been clever about it. They've played counter-attacking football, actually. They've just left one up the field, stayed very steady in midfield, and very solid. I mean, at the moment, Davids has just been, if you like, a bit player, just in continuity balls.
Beckham in towards Butt, might come for Blomqvist. Wouldn't break for him, will it for Irwin? No, it won't. Deschamps sees to that. Here comes Zidane. And Juventus, as they did at Old Trafford, are countering brilliantly.
At this stage, they're coming at United's back line. United have got 4 players in the other half of the field at the moment.
One of them, Dennis Irwin, trying to catch up with play.
You know, that's much too cavalier for a match of this occasion.
Zidane. Di Davids, Zidane trying to tiptoe beyond Ronnie Johnson for once. The great man's control rather let him down. Just as well for Manchester United. Given away though to Di Livio. They're rocking a little bit here. Zidane. Header away by Stam. Well, it's an intimidating atmosphere, and now it's an intimidating scoreline. Manchester United must score 2 goals. And already 13 minutes of this second leg gone. Irwin. Cole couldn't quite gather it, and it ran away from Dwight York.
Just looking at Alex there, I think if he pulls this one out, this will be the greatest achievement he's had since he's been at United.
Well, they lost early goals in Munich and in Barcelona, those 2 wonderful results that they had in the group stage. But losing 2 early goals, that's a different kind of mountain to climb.
I certainly think this would be the last team in the world you want to concede any goals to. There it is. It's a freak, isn't it? I mean, it has bounced right up. I mean, it's caught Schmeichel completely by surprise.
And almost clipped the post on its way into the net. Cole. Irwin. Butt. York. Tackled by Giuliano and tackled fairly.
Yeah, I mean, Dwight York's got to be a lot stronger than that. It's similar to the first match, where they brushed him aside a little bit. He's got to either make space quicker and get the ball and turn around, or he's got to resist challenges like that.
Offside. Strange thing is that a different Inzaghi has been in the headlines at home of late. It seems that Gianluca Vialli is ready to pay a king's ransom to move Simone Inzaghi, his younger brother, from Piacenza to Piccadilly. But it's the older brother who's made his mark on the opening moments of this semi-final. That was never offside, incidentally, although the flag was raised. Ferrara up above York, but it's broken here for Cole. Beckham. Throw into Manchester United.
I think you'll see that every time David Beckham gets it in the last third wide. You'll see Passato or the nearest black and white stripe quickly get to him and try and prevent him. They're well aware of his ability to cross the ball.
Neville's long throw towards the head of Beckham. Zidane with a spectacular volleyed hook on. Stambo back into the danger area. The flag is up. I didn't think we'd be talking about the Manchester United substitutes at this early stage of the evening, Ron, but Paul Scholes and Teddy Sheringham and Ole Solskjaer, one or two of them may have a part to play before this night's out.
Oh, that's not even an argument. I'll tell you what, Alex Ferguson will hope they don't have a part to play, because if they don't, it means his team have made a miraculous recovery. But it's just a little bit early to start thinking about that at the moment. I mean, he's got to peg, claw, scratch, see if they can nick a goal and get to 2-1 for half-time. You know, and then I think if they're going to throw the cavalry on, they leave it till the last half an hour or so. When we talk about, or when all the talk was about Juve making a fast start and coming at Man U, they didn't really. They sat in there, but they played off their front player. Solo strikers Inzaghi's movement in the first 20 minutes or so have been absolutely brilliant.
Keane is getting a verbal warning here for the foul on Davids. I suppose he'll get too many more of those this evening. Caught the Dutchman painfully. No yellow card though.
I think if he puts another one of those in, he'll definitely go in the book.
Conte has found Zidane. Birindelli. 3-1 win for Juventus over the leaders Lazio the weekend was their best yet under Carlo Ancelotti. They've lost just once in 12 games since he succeeded Marcello Lippi in February, but they haven't kept a clean sheet for 10 matches. They nearly did at Old Trafford. United do have some time to go about getting what they want tonight. It's just that they need rather more than they did at the kick-off now. The task was to score one initially, now it is to score two. Cleverly led by York, on by Cole. Here's Dwight York! First real glimpse of goal for the Manchester United goal twins.
Yeah, but better altogether. Good movement down the left. Irwin surges forward, plays the little ball. They do a little dummy over it that they did so well in the early part of the season. And Yorkie, half-decent chance, falling backwards. But they'll get some encouragement from the type of movement that produced that.
The running mates and Soul Brothers are certainly due a goal or two. Manchester United now need a goal or two. Headed away by Davids. On by Deschamps and then by Zidane, and here's Inzaghi in willing pursuit again. Fist to Keane. York. Now Neville. Beckham into York. First touch was a little heavy. Beckham couldn't quite recover it, but he has won a free kick here from Di Livio. Stammer and Ronnie Johnson are on the way forward.
Just enough in there, clever that free kick, just enough to put him off his draw.
Beckham touch. The deflection off Deschamps. Manchester United throw. Idea, but the first ball was picked off by Deschamps, then returned to Manchester United by the French World Cup winning captain. Ferrara there ahead of York. Zidane into the path of Di Livio. little isolated on that far side, and the free kick's about the best he could have hoped for, and that's what he's got from Johnson. Juventus ahead with goals from Pippo Inzaghi after 6 minutes at close range, and then after 11 minutes with the help of a rather bizarre deflection off the foot of the unwitting youngster. One a lax goal for Manchester United to concede, the other a very unfortunate goal. Ancelotti is bidding to become only the second Italian to play in and coach European Cup winning teams. And as part of that wonderful Milan team of 89 and 90. York. Oh, he got held back there by Ferrara. A referee didn't give anything. Beckham in with a shot. Might still come. The flag is up against Andy Cole. And a free kick has been given to Juventus. Well, no doubt that Ferrara dragged his man down on the edge of the penalty area in the midst of that. I'm rather surprised at the flag too, I have to say.
There was a guy on the line, definitely a guy on the line. But this is that's a penalty. That's a penalty. He's dragged him round by the neck. Now I think the referee's hoping against hope that United tuck this one away and get him off the hook. But he should. His whistle should be up there. He doesn't want to make a decision, but there's no danger. That is a penalty. The offside that followed, although the keeper's out, you'll see there's a man on the line, but I think you'll find Cole is behind the keeper. There he is there. There's a guy actually on the line there. When he was the flag's gone up, yeah, that's the correct decision. Earlier on was a definite penalty. And sometimes, referees can't see it or whatever. I don't think there's any excuse for not giving a penalty there. The ref had a good view for me.
Right, York had a little look at the heavens there.
But just a little bit more encouragement. I've seen more fire and movement in the last 5 minutes from the two front players of United. And they certainly showed in all the first game, and they'd shown in the first 10 minutes or so of this one. And if strikers get any sort of encouragement, you never know what they can sort of come off with. Particularly both the two United guys who are both very much, if you like, inspirational type players.
Cole has found Beckham. Now York. Neville. Keane. Stam to Irwin. Blomqvist.
The strange thing is,
Cole.
if United can score and get it to 2-1, they'll actually be in a better position than they started the game.
In so much that 2-2 would take them through.
Yeah.
We'll worry about that later on, I think.
And as you say, the next goal is the most massive goal of the season.
Beckham with a corner. In towards Keane! Roy Keane with a captain's goal for Manchester United. Game on! He's pulled them back to 2-1. Manchester United have countered the away goal they conceded at Old Trafford. Another one would put them in the box seat.
Great delivery, but it's all made by the speed, the pace, and the drive and the guts of the captain. He drives in, the keeper's left for dead, keeper's in no man's land, and it's a bullet job. That is a great captain's goal.
Were you saying something about the next goal of Manchester United season when I interrupted you with that goal then, Ron?
Well, all of a sudden, daft as it may seem, they now seem to be in a better position than when they started the game. They had to score, and that would have been enough to have got them through. Now if they score and keep it at that, they're through. Simple, isn't it?
Roy Keane has scored 5 times for Manchester United this season. 3 of those have been in this competition. I think he wants to get his hands on the trophy.
Tempting Providence a bit, but the upsetting or ironic thing might be if they did manage to claw this one out and he got booked.
Well, the last British player to get his hands on the European Cup was Graham Souness, the last British captain. As Alex Ferguson celebrates the goal that Roy Keane scored, you can see the comparisons and the value of Keane to Manchester United as compared to Souness, to the last great English European Cup winners.
I just thought that a touch of the Tommy Smiths. Where was it? In
Rome,
wasn't it? Yeah.
77. A Liverpool team which nearly did that treble that season. Filippo Inzaghi with 2 goals inside the opening 11 minutes for Juventus, answered by Roy Keane in 24 minutes for Manchester United. It's 2-1 on the night, 3-2 on aggregate to Juventus. Di Livio. Zidane, poked away by Johnson. Juventus have a problem with Juliano, who's limping inside his own half. Header on by York, just behind Cole. Ferrara got it clear. Beckham, though, to Keane. Nicky Butt trying to venture forward. Antonio Conte got back there. Zidane trying to link up with Deschamps, but Keane came between them. Never a dull moment with Manchester United. Beckham on towards Cole. Ferrara's clearance upwards rather than outwards.
They've certainly had all the play territorially as well, haven't they? I mean, basically, Juve have only attacked a couple of
Cole
times.
onto Keane. Ferrara just managed to turn it away.
They've been very economical, Juve. They've sat in, as I say, played off the front people. The 2 attacks they've made positively, they've come out with good results on.
Just wonder now whether they can change gear if they have to. There's a zip and an edge about Manchester United, a new belief about them.
I think the period of time that they scored the goal, just before that we'd had the little 1-2 between Cole and York, the penalty that should have been. I think that's as well as United have played over the 2 matches against Juve. They picked up the spark, the 2 front players got playing.
Cole came off Davids for Butt. Juliano was there. Strong defending by Stan. York to Cole. Dwight York in space. Just dragged the shot a little bit, but he did have shooting space and a real opportunity.
And the other thing is, it's no longer the centre halves, you know, Clive, that are heading it back. It's coming off the United central strikers now are keeping the ball up in that half of the field more. Nice little combination play between the 2 link-up men there, the 2 front players. Maybe a little bit more composure, and it should have been on target. But it's a lot more encouraging the way the 2 front players are getting in the game here.
Soto under pressure from Beckham. Managed to survive the pressure. Find Di Livio. Deschamps. Davids. Zidane. Di Livio's gone on ahead of him. Now turn inside and Zidane using that space to get in across. Beyond Inzaghi towards Conte. Schmeichel in no man's land. Oh, and off the line by Jaap Stam. How important will that be by the end of the night? Inzaghi trying to control it. Beckham back there helping out. Deschamps. Now Di Livio. Corner conceded by Gary Neville. Goal saved by Jaap Stam.
But I mean, this is up in the air in eternity. I think at first everybody thinks Schmeichel's come out with no real right to, and I think everybody thinks, is that going over? Fortunately for United, the Dutchman Stam reacts and keeps them back in the game. I don't know why Schmeichel came chasing that cross though.
Di Livio's corner, and Schmeichel catches that one. But it was a photo finish under his crossbar. And Jaap Stam just managed to get his distinctive head to the ball. Beckham just bisected York and Cole. Deschamps trying to tidy up.
But the game's so stretched now, isn't it, in terms of players have got ages of space to work in. Neither side's particularly compact. I think the way the game's gone, the Juve getting 2 quick goals, making, if you like, making United even overcharge.
A little glimpse of Peter Schmeichel, an expression which told us all you need to know about Manchester United's appetite for success here. York to Beckham. Irwin. Keane. Stamp. Neville.
York's definitely dropping off the front now. He's getting a lot more space on the ball. He's given that one away, and it's given it away in a bad position, actually, and now he's into counter-attack.
This is Inzaghi. Deschamps. Now Davies. Held up by Blomqvist, but space here now for Di Livio. In towards Inzaghi. Picked off by Schmeichel. Good throw too to York. This is Blomqvist. Everything's to his right here. Keane with Beckham beyond him. It wasn't the best of passes from Blomqvist. Keane brought him down. Now what's the referee going to do? It's a yellow card. And whatever else happens here, whatever happens, whatever the impact that Roy Keane's goal made on the night, he will not play in the Champions League final this season. Memories of Paul Gascoigne on this very ground in the World Cup semi-final. Watch him. England didn't make it that night. Will Manchester United?
They had a little warning early on, didn't they, before there'd been any score, Roy Keane. And I thought he was chancing his arm a little bit. The pitch is wet. Got a player like Zidane moving away from him. Sometimes you've got to be a little bit patient with your challenges. Particularly if you're like he was, with all one booking or you're already on sudden death.
Oh well, Peter Schmeichel just had to lift the European Cup in his last match for Manchester United. Beckham down a putt. Here is Roy Keane. All sorts of things must be going through his mind at the moment.
What he's got to do now is forget about that one, right? He's already been a captain. He's probably been their most effective player. He's captain with a goal. Now he's got to make sure they get to the final and he takes his joy in the other two matches. The FA Cup and Championship.
Neville. York. Couldn't quite make it stick under pressure from Giuliano. Beckham's headed down. This is Cole. In towards York! It's 2-2! Dwight York has equalised for Manchester United! And they have seen the Juventus away goal and they have raised it! As things stand, it's United who go through.
Lovely ball in there, little lob there from Cole. It's pulled away from Ferrara and a nice little tuck. But that's all been done, I think, by the movement of the front people. The two front people started moving about since Inzaghi put Juve 2 up, and now all of a sudden they're well in the pole position.
Well, I know they've been a little bit annoyed by all the attention that's been given to their run without a goal. But it was 7 games for Dwight York, and that's a long time for him. 6 weeks since his 2 in the FA Cup quarter-final at Stamford Bridge against Chelsea. Certainly Teddy Sheringham and Ollie Solskjaer and Paul Scholes, who's sitting on the bench tonight, have given York and Cole plenty to think about, but they were rested and ready to come into this game tonight. And Cole has found the head of York, and he's found the back of the net. And Manchester United, 2-2 on the night, 3-3 on aggregate, now have their noses in front if the away goal rule comes into operation. What a first half.
Oh, it's
We said it'd be tight and tense. Not. David Beckham will take the free kick here for Manchester United. Guided into Jesper Blomqvist. Ooh, it almost came for Keane. Deschamps managed to get it away. Stam though. Neville. Blomqvist down to Irwin. Cole. Lovely turn! It's a good snapshot too by Andy Cole. Saved by Peruzzi. News of the other Champions League semi-final in Munich tonight. That started all square, but Bayern Munich have taken the lead against Dynamo Kiev in the Olympic Stadium with a goal from Mario Basler. Bayern Munich lead by 4-3 on aggregate. They were together in the group stage. Will they be together again in Barcelona next month? I wonder. Di Livio. In towards Inzaghi. Trying to turn Stanley. Almost did it again. Schmeichel had to make a save. Well, Inzaghi continues to be a thorn in Manchester United's side.
Yeah, his movement's so good. As almost a carbon copy to the position he scored his second goal with him. He gets across. Di Livio plays it with his right foot. He gets across the defender, holds him in a twist and turns. The big goalie comes out and makes a good block. Fortune favoured United that time.
Twice in the opening 11 minutes. Number 9, Pippo Inzaghi, scored here for Juventus, but Roy Keane with a header. Roy Keane, who's since picked up a yellow card, which will leave him out of the final if Manchester United make it. And then Dwight York, linking with Andy Cole, have equalised for Manchester United.
Strange thing was, even when Juve were winning and scored their 2 goals, they weren't playing anywhere near as well as they played at Old Trafford in the first half.
This is York. Dwight York! Oh, off the post, and it wouldn't fall for Blomqvist. And it's not as if Manchester United have had too many lucky breaks here tonight. But this is Di Livio. Davids. Beyond Zidane in a sensational semi-final in Turin.
Well, it's his quality. York, he sidesteps the defender, hits it across the keeper no chance, off the base of the post. And on another night, you know, that would have rebounded out to Blomqvist, who was coming in.
Well, there hasn't been another night quite like this one. In a weird sort of way, those 2 goals that Inzaghi scored suddenly made everything so uncomplicated for Manchester United. They had to chase the game, they had to show us what they could do coming forward. And first Keane and now York have done just that.
To me, it's all hinged on the front players, the United front players getting in the game. They started slowly, they certainly didn't get much of a look in the first match at Old Trafford. They started slowly in this, then all of a sudden they started to pick up. And I think what's happened, York has started going a bit deeper.
The referee has penalised Inzaghi. His assistant on the near side was flagging for a foul against Johnson.
That's a dive, isn't it? He's not bad at that, actually, Pippo Inzaghi. He does like to fall down a little bit.
Well, he did have 3 first-half chances at Old Trafford. And if Juventus don't make it this season, they will look back on that first 45 minutes of the first leg. The first 45 minutes of the second leg have been almost beyond our expectations. Livio was held by Neville.
Well, the man on the ball at the moment, Edgar Davids, was probably, along with Zidane, the best player on the field at Old Trafford. He's had a very quiet start. In fact, he spent a lot of time looking after the United midfield play. It's almost as if he's been saying, attach yourself to Keane, or if Bud comes into your area. And certainly hasn't made any of those power runs he made it in the first 45 minutes.
But to York, tackled cleanly by Ferrara. Inzaghi, fouled by Stamp. Offside, Zidane. Hasn't been the most famous Zidane in Turin this week. His wife Veronique's contest with Juventus been the main event for the local media. Mrs. Zizou's desire to leave town for her native Spain.
I'll tell you what, it hasn't been his weakest. He's just been unlucky there, you know. The time he's run to perfection and he caught the linesman napping.
Well, they are the perfect double act. They show the straight man, Zidane the entertainer. Misplaced by Johnson.
But the amazing thing is, with so many incidents, so much drama, I don't think the quality's been anywhere near as good as the first match was. We've seen goals, we've seen what should be a penalty, we've seen a great comeback.
We've seen York hit a post since Manchester United equalised. This is Di Livio on the ball. Support from Pasotto. Wasn't the best of passes from Di Livio. Throw into Manchester United.
Of course, we were talking not so long ago about, will Alex Ferguson be thinking of changing his tactics? Will he be using an extra sub? Now it's up to the onus all goes on Juve now.
Di Livio. Inzaghi is offside. Conte arrived late in the day.
I don't think they're executing that offside trap too well. I think that was dangerous. I thought so in the first leg. I thought they're trying to hold the high line. Certainly Inzaghi's offside, but look at Conte arriving.
Well, on the glum faces around the Stadio delle Alpi. On by Cole. It's actually the first sellout of the season here. 64,500 inside the ground. We're going to have just one added minute for them at the end of this first half. Juve say they could have sold 200,000 tickets. Zidane. Stam is there. Deschamps, cut out by Keane. Brookfist. And only Davids. Deschamps. And Inzaghi just ran into Johnson there.
It's about the third sort of time he's trying to get a United foul against him. I just wonder whether the referee might just put him in the book next time he dives down unintentionally.
Pasotto. Well, you've given some team talks in your time, Ron. On to a Manchester United team which very nearly got a result here in the semi-final. What on earth is Alex Ferguson going to say to them now?
I think two of his favourite words have been, well, the word he's used mainly in the competition, particularly at half-time, has been focus and concentrate. And I think he'll be saying that to them now. I don't think he'll want them sitting off the game. Because the Juve central defensive pairing doesn't look anywhere near as strong without Montero in. They obviously won't change the tactics playing a square backline themselves, but I do think it's sometimes played a little bit risky. Cunning forwards, the likes of Inzaghi, when they make those little diagonal runs, those little time runs, can cause you a problem. But in terms of territory and probably the best situations to score, they've had most of those.
Coming up during our half-time sequence, a competition to test your knowledge of prolific goal scorers in the Champions League, quite fitting tonight, which offers you a widescreen television and a digital TV package. That's Bob Wilson, Terry Venables and Glenn Holman. It's not over yet, though. Blomqvist in towards Cole. Good defending there by Giuliano.
There's been a big difference since York started not playing flat up against the last man, but checking out a lot. That little build-up there between him, Blomqvist and Cole, played a big part.
Here goes Zidane into the penalty area. Stam managed to track him there. Stunning, simply stunning. Hardly a chance to catch your breath. Hardly a chance that Manchester United would catch Juventus after Pippo Inzaghi had scored twice in the opening 11 minutes. But Dwight York, who should have had a free kick on the edge of the penalty area, scored with a headed goal from Andy Cole's cross after Roy Keane had pulled one back, and then hit a post for Manchester United. The one downside, the yellow card, which would keep Roy Keane out of a European Cup final, but Manchester United may still be heading to one. We'll be back in a moment.
Alex, we've been speculating about what you've been saying to your players at half-time.
Well, just to keep believing themselves. I think we're witnessing is that the back four are very nervous. Our front players have been marvellous. The whole team has been first class. We've given away soft goals. We can't afford to do it again. We've just hoped now concentration and keep going for that third goal.
They're making two changes. They're bringing Montero on to strengthen their defence in the second half.
Well,
you've got to go out and win it now.
For it, yeah.
Well done, Alex.
Thanks,
Thank you.
The changes for Juventus are in defence and attack. Paulo Montero, the Uruguayan who had such a fine game at Old Trafford, has replaced Mark Giuliano at the heart of the Juve defence. But Filippo Inzaghi now has a striking partner because Nicola Amoruso has come on. Angelo Di Livio has dropped back to right back. And it looks like Edgar Davids is going to patrol this left-hand side of midfield. So Juve have played two of their three cards. They now are the team who must score. It's one of the tantalising elements of two-legged European football when the away goal is in play. The game swings completely with each strike. All square on the score sheet, but United have the edge because they scored two away goals to the one that Juve scored at Old Trafford. But if Juve do score again here tonight, they have the edge again. And it's United who need another. But you can forget extra time now. That is not a possibility. A draw, any draw, is now good enough for Manchester United. A win? Oh, that would do too. This is Antonio Conte. Slightly different role now for Zinedine Zidane, who's dropped back behind two front runners. And it's the Manchester United front runners who are causing the problems. Cole to Blomqvist. Now Irwin. Keane. Blomqvist. Deschamps. Zidane. Deschamps to the new man, Amoruso. Now Pasotto, who will try to push forward from left back. Well seen by Ronnie Johnson. Bold run by the Norwegian centre-back. Irwin. Stam to Butt. Now Blomqvist. Rolled in towards Cole. Ferrara was there. It is a throw into Manchester United. They have plenty of options available to them still. But York tried to let it run for Cole. It came sharply to him. Nicky Butt with his swinger. Slightly different look to the shape of the Juventus side now, Rob.
Yes, I think in terms of from a tactics point of view, it'll be easier now for them, easier for United to pick up Zidane. I mean, one of the central midfield players can sort of look after him now, and the defenders can look after the two strikers. Whereas when it's just one player playing in the hole, just behind the striker, you're never sure whether the defender should come out and mark him, or whether your central midfield player should take over him. Now I think you'll find that he'll be occupied by Keane and Butt most of the game.
Is there an argument for actually man-marking him now where he is?
I think if they were doing that, I think you may find as the game progresses, one of the front two will come off. If the scoreline stays the same, you may drop one of the front two off.
We said Phil Neville did that against Zola in the FA Cup last month.
Yeah, I mean, that's something Phil Neville can do particular. But to be fair to Zidane, he's not been anywhere near as effective tonight as he was at Old Trafford. I think if it stays like this, there's probably more chance of Sheringham coming on and playing, one of the strikers coming off and playing just behind either York or Cole. Or in fact, Sheringham himself might go and play right at the front as a target man. If you want to buy a bit of time and get somebody just to hold the ball up for them. Certainly all the aces now, United, in terms of tactics and in terms of scoreline, United now hold all the aces. It's up really to Juve to make the running and make the play.
Gary Neville holds the ball in towards York, looking for Cole, finding only Ferrara. Headed away is by Zidane. Irwin challenging for it. Breaks loose to Di Livio. Inzaghi. Deschamps. Now Pesotto. Zidane coming out to this left-hand side, looking for the ball. It's in towards Amoruso, who's got space. It came off Stam. Manchester United a little bit fortunate there. Amoruso found space between defenders. Beckham on the counter. Zidane trying to pull the strings. Offside. Flag is up. I think there was contact by Schmeichel on Inzaghi, but he'd already been caught in the trap.
Yeah, it was well offside. It was well offside. It was well declared. I mean, the linesman, the referee declared it well before the theatrical bit there from Inzaghi. Strangely enough, United have had more trouble with crosses than you would have expected them to.
Well, Alex Ferguson has talked before of the torture of managing Manchester United. They shred his nerves repeatedly with their bold adventure. Well, he's back on the rack with them again tonight. Plenty more agony ahead, I'm sure, but ecstasy to follow if they make it. Just off. A reminder that in Munich, Bayern Munich hold the edge against Dynamo Kiev in the other semi. 1 up on the night, 4-3 on aggregate. Here is Paulo Montero, who arrived at Old Trafford with a wanting poster pinned to his reputation, a criminal record as long as your arm, more red cards than anyone. And Inzaghi, thrown away by Schmeichel.
I tell you what, that must be the 4th time in the game, probably 5, that Inzaghi's just stole across and got in that little space when the play's developed from the left. Not quite sure what United are thinking of their central defenders. That's the little area. They've threaded it in. That's a good block again from the big goalkeeper.
They could do with a bit of that watertight example which Montero set at Old Trafford with his performance. David's caught Beckham late there. He's going to have to watch his step. Beckham's still down. Oh, it's going to be a yellow card for Edgar Davids. That's his second of the competition. And he would miss the final if Juventus made it. Well, it does happen to Laurent Blanc at the World Cup final last year. Emery and Wright missed a big Arsenal final 5 years ago now, through picking up a second yellow in the semi. Roy Keane has had one tonight, and now Edgar Davids. Who's he going to hurt most at the end of the night? Header on by Amoruso. Here's Inzaghi causing problems again, trying to slip Zidane in, and they weren't quite on the same wavelength, but neither of the Manchester United defenders. Di Livio. Free kick conceded by Blomqvist. Deschamps. Zidane. Di Livio. Conte. Zidane is onside here, in behind United again. Way by Stam.
I think this is the most Juve have been in control of the game, this particular period they're having. They're playing at a slightly higher tempo, they're forcing United back.
Stam standing firm though. York, great flick on. David Beckham has Andy Cole in support of him here. Beckham early in, it's Andy Cole! Oh, what an opportunity that was to put it beyond Juventus, and it ran away from him.
I wonder whether he should have just gone in and tried to knock that in one. Pretty sure he tried to get a touch on it instead and just stop it. I wonder whether he should have just attacked it there and gambled on scoring. It was always pretty apparent that Beckham was going to roll that ball in between him and the goalkeeper.
Didn't he roll it into? What a cross.
But that started again by York. He's offside that time. That started by York winning the header. That's the first header he's won this half. And instead of the ball going back at United's midfield, it's going in behind the Juve back four.
Manchester United have a free kick. Jesper Blomqvist. Irwin held up by Di Livio. Conte. There's a foul there on Conte by Blomqvist. 10 minutes of the second half gone. Pippo Inzaghi, 2 goals in the opening 11 minutes for Juventus. Manchester United in dire straits. Got an equalising goal from their skipper Roy Keane. Or a goal back through Roy Keane and an equaliser from the head of Dwight York. Second half almost uneventful compared to the first. We only had 2 or 3 chances.
I think it's important from United's point of view. They don't let Juve dominate the game too much. Particularly dominate the tempo. And one thing I think United have a more energetic side than Juve. And if it comes down to stamina in the closing stages, I fancy United more than Juve.
Since the first leg 2 weeks ago, Juventus have played 3 hours of football, Manchester United 5.5 hours of football, including those 2 nerve-sapping semi-finals with Arsenal.
So that's important, he's won that header again. At the early part of both halves, those headers were going back past United's midfield. Now they're able to turn the Juve defence round. Only a little thing, it's not a magical thing, but it does not make a difference to his own midfield players, that.
Zidane. He's trying to play an impossible pass for an impossible run from Pesotto.
You know, we were led to believe as well when they came to Old Trafford that is the best they've played all season, the first 45 minutes, that they've gone up several gears to their season's full. And on the evidence of this, you'd have to believe that. And they certainly haven't played anywhere near as fluent or as magical as they did in that first period.
Cole has found Blomqvist. York just beaten to it by Montero. Bucklow for Beckham. Keane with the overlapping run. Intercepted by Paolo Montero. Zinedine Zidane. Now Didier Deschamps. Antonio Conte. In towards Nicola Amoruso. The header away is by Ronnie Johnson. Pesotto. On by Amoruso to Zidane. Crossed in towards Inzaghi, Stam dealt with it. Neville has time to clear. Headed down by Montero though. Here come Juventus again. Di Livio. Juventus just managed to nick the ball from him and hold off Di Livio. That takes some doing. Cole's return pass. Bonquist sensibly back to Butt. Support inevitably from Keane. Beckham. Neville. That's a little wasteful.
Yeah, they don't have to be in so much of a hurry to throw the ball forward now. They can retain the ball, pop it around. We heard the crowd start to get a little bit antsy. You know, they can do that and frustrate them and get the crowd on the back now.
Deschamps, beyond Conte to Irwin. His header wasn't quite strong enough, and Antonio Conte is seized upon the ball here. Stopped though by Dennis Irwin, who atoned for that rather feeble header. Irwin forward towards Cole. Montero is the defender, Cole is all alone. He's played it back here to York though. Now Beckham. Now Keane. Beckham again. In towards Keane. Trying to get beyond Ferrara. It's Roy Keane here. He'll take the corner. Well, every time either side attack, there are problems.
I mean, that's pace and power, and the last resort for Ferrara there. Ferrara actually, since his injury last season, hasn't looked anything like the player he was before. Hasn't looked anywhere near as mobile. I just wondered in that last attack whether United had a few chances with it and nobody really pulled the trigger.
Beckham will take the corner. Headed by York. Deschamps forward. Johnson up above Zidane with a little nudge by Ronnie Johnson. Conte. Zidane. Deschamps. Now Di Livio. In towards Amoruso, dealt with by Stam. Lundqvist caught in possession, into the penalty area. Conte, Inzaghi's offside. He's offside, Inzaghi won't count.
I don't think he'll have any argument about this. Oh, he's well off. Lines are as well, the flag was well up in time as well. I mean, that's not one he can't even argue about.
No question of the shot going in anyway. Inzaghi had to help it in, but Inzaghi was offside.
This is where the best chance fell, when it drops down here then. It's charged into the box. It doesn't really get enough on it, the shot.
Just gets more and more exciting. Zidane jumping into Johnson, who stands his ground. Neville forward. The one and only time in nearly 40 years of European campaigning that Juventus have got a first leg result on their travels, then failed at home, was in a semi-final against English opponents. Arsenal got them out of the Cup Winners' Cup in 1980 by winning here in Turin, with a late goal from a substitute by the name of Paul Vassar. One of only two outright victories by English club sides on Italian soil. At the time there was another. Keane forward. Beckham against Deschamps. Body check by Montero, who holds his hand up in acknowledgement.
That's experience, that's European experience as well from Beckham though. He knew there was nowhere to go there, and he's made sure that he's got something out of it for the team.
Despite his reputation, he hardly committed a foul at Old Trafford. Well, not one we saw anyway. Behind York, in front of Cole. Di Livio a little nervously back to Angelo Bruzzi, but nicotine intakes required amongst the Juventus Agnelli family, who plough so much of their fortunes into the successes of this club. It's cleverly done by Cole. Nicky Butt, Dwight York, got beyond Montero. Well, he did see Peruzzi off his line, and I think he was going for the top corner.
I think he'd have told you that if he'd scored. I think he was crossing the ball then and miswhipped it.
Johnson's header. Forward by Irwin. Deschamps. Russo out to Conte. Here's Deschamps. In towards Inzaghi. Just a reminder that Teddy Sheringham, Ollie Solskjaer and Paul Scholes are on the Manchester United bench tonight, but Ryan Giggs is not. He wasn't fit for selection. He does have a chance of playing for Manchester United at Leeds on Sunday morning. Yes, Sunday morning is their next fixture. Di Livio. Header away by Stamp. Here's his fellow countryman Edgar Davids. Now Didier Deschamps. Zinedine Zidane. Trying to coax the ball in towards Inzaghi. Stam got to it, Schmeichel comes for it, and Schmeichel gets it. 35th appearance for Manchester United in the European Cup tonight, equals the club record, jointly held with Billy Fowles. He'd love to break it in the final, in his last match for Manchester United, where if they get there, he will go, presumably as captain, with Roy Keane suspended. Cole to Beckham. Header away by Ferrara. Conte to Deschamps. Zidane steps away from Keane. Not from Butt. Manages to link up with Conte. On again, Amoruso. Stam just got to him. Still openings for Juventus. They're not done yet.
Yeah, but we've seen some magnificent football there. The setting up play by Zidane was brilliant.
Davids. Away by Stam.
Just seen two incidents of Stam.
Davids with a header on that time. Schmeichel got to it.
An earlier third where he's just had to make a timely recovery, then a big header. I mean, this was brilliant. Well threaded ball now. And Stam just about gets across and wins the tackle.
Manchester United are readying Paul Scholes, incidentally. Pasotto. Another good header by Stam. Keane first to the loose ball. Nice orderly header into the path of Irwin. Here's Blomqvist.
Can I say, I think this is going to be a hard one to call, who he's bringing off. You know, I would have thought one of the front players would come off as a tactical thing, because everything else seems nice and set.
It's going to be Jesper Blomqvist.
Who's actually done a fairly good containing job there, hasn't he, in that particular area?
Well, Jesper Blomqvist, who was actually bought and sold by the Juventus coach Carlo Ancelotti last season when he played for Parma in the Italian league, has filled in for Ryan Giggs tonight. And now, with a quarter of the match remaining, is replaced by Paul Scholes, who got that crucial away goal in Milan last month. Scored against Juventus as a substitute last season too, in the 3-2 game at Old Trafford. Ferrara. Inzaghi in pursuit, was allowed to get there, and Johnson eventually caught him up.
It's incredible how he gets in those positions, though. Inzaghi just pulls towards the ball and spins, gets on the shoulder of the defender.
He's been penalised, actually. There's no offside flag there. He was penalised for push. Where?
Well, no, the ball's cannoned off him, hasn't it? I think somebody's fortunately seen a ball appear to cannon off him.
Yeah, that's good.
But I tell you what, his movement is great. He gets on your nerves a little bit when he's diving and so forth, but Inzaghi's movement's been the main threat tonight.
Keane and Davids coming together. Might be come between them.
Now that's been a major contest in there, and at the moment Keane has one hands down. Are you a bit surprised we haven't seen more, or whether we will do, of Davids making those thrusting runs he made? So he looked a powerhouse, didn't he, at Old Trafford? Just had a very quiet game there, sitting there and passing tonight.
Olivia, Deschamps.
What Alex Ferguson's done is put Butt on that left-hand side in place of Bronquist. He's done that before many times.
They played there against Juventus here last season. Put out by Butt. He hasn't always had the best of times against Juve. He conceded the penalty against Del Piero at Old Trafford. Headed by Jonsson. Davids back into the penalty area, nobody can react. But it hasn't been the snarling, snapping Edgar Davids tonight, not the wild thing of the Holland and the Juventus midfield.
Having said that, you know, he might have taken a look at Keane and Butt and thought, well, hang on a bit. Might have to be more stealthy tonight.
Well, the countdown begins, 20 minutes. Just to recap, as things stand, in fact, any drawn result here tonight takes Manchester United through now. York trying to hold off Montero. Managed to slip it back inside for Beckham. Now Keane. Here's York. Scholes. Support from Irwin. Dennis Irwin. Oh, hit the inside of the post. Irwin again. Side netting. They've hit the woodwork twice tonight now. The inside of the post twice.
You thought that one had to go in once it had hit the post, didn't you? You can't believe that was cannon out. And they've allowed Irwin, they've let him check back on his right foot. It's better with his right foot, probably. Almost hit the keeper on the back going out as well.
Stam roughing up Inzaghi a bit, but no free kick. Felt that. Davids. Zidane. Scholes with the challenge. Jonsson up to Cole. Ooh, almost peeled away from Ferrara. Couldn't quite keep his feet. The speed of his own turn defeated himself. Di Livio. Zidane is up there. So too Jonsson, though, to help out for Manchester United and find Irwin. Butts is first to the ball. Well, how's your ticker? Manchester United, as usual, have ridden the roller coaster tonight. 2 down in 11 minutes here this evening. Level by half-time, 2-2 on the night, 3-3 on aggregate. They just have their noses in front, courtesy of the away goal rule as things stand. Twice they've hit the post. Montero. Ferrara. Di Livio. Conte. Now Deschamps. It might come here for Zidane. Couldn't hold Stam off though. He's grown as the night's gone on, Jan Stam. Keane bumping away with Deschamps winning the free kick. Just when Alex Ferguson thought he'd seen it all with his team. No surprises again. Headers by Montero. Keane going in bravely. Keane being penalised. One incident after another thus far. The game going through a rather tense period at the moment. Di Livio. Schmeichel in charge. York. Keane. Here's Beckham. York has made a good run down the right-hand side, and Beckham has seen Cole in space to the left. Ferrara lets the ball bounce, and it just bounces through to Peruzzi. Hello. Well, Ferrara's hand in Cole's face. Cole would do well not to try to react if he can help it. Yeah, how Ferrara's escaped without some kind of card there. Best known to the referee from Switzerland. On by Inzaghi. Conte trying to get there. It was David Beckham who was back, and then Ronnie Johnson. Pessotto down. Zidane. Pessotto. Header away by Johnson. Manning the barricades at the moment. Scholes doing really well. He's been penalised. He won the ball, surely. Oh, and a yellow card. And Paul Scholes would be out of the final if United got there. And whilst he went in two-footed, he seemed to get the ball. It's his second yellow for Scholes, who joins Keane in agony. Well, maybe.
I'll tell you what, Deschamps up high there, you know. Actually, the one thing you said about Scholes, if he's gone two-footed, at least he's gone low. And as you said, he's won the ball. Deschamps was the one that appeared to be coming in a little bit high. But I think that's the heat and the drama of the game now. The referee's got well caught up with it now.
The problem for Manchester United now is this free kick. Zidane will take it. It's not a problem. Irwin heads it clear. Scholes. Well, he's only just come onto the field. Beckham. Almost perfect for Cole. Montero just managed to grow enough. Here comes Di Livio. Inside the last 15 minutes. Inzaghi is onside here, but Stam reaches it. Scholes down to Keane. The two central midfield allies who picked up their second yellow cards tonight. And we'll be watching in Barcelona whoever gets there. Conte. Not a good cross.
And that seems to be very much the order of play now with Juve. They push Zidane right up, and they're just virtually whacking balls into the United's box.
Little touch from Amoruso. This is Davids. Johnson held him up. Stam got it away. Cole goes in pursuit of the loose ball. Ferrara down to Montero. Charged down by York. Handball.
Very difficult when you're under that much pressure that United are at the moment. If they can just be a little bit more clinical with their clearances. York and Cole are virtually playing 2v2 now with acres of space.
Pessotto. Looking for Zidane, but finding only Keane. Montero to Deschamps. A run loose for Dennis Irwin. Dwight York. On to Nicky Butt. And Manchester United conjure the goal, which would give them some breathing space here. York. Space for Keane. Neville. Beckham. Cross charged down by Davids, but at the expense of a Manchester United corner.
Yeah, but it was a nicely controlled move. They kept the ball, couldn't put the quick break in, so they just kept possession and they forced themselves a corner out of it.
Beckham will take. In towards Keane, it's Johnson, turn it in there, Deschamps turn it away. This is Nicky Butt. Now Scholes, Beckham is available. Charged down by Davids, back where we started, corner kick.
See the respect they have for Beckham though. As soon as he gets it, somebody's instantly out and attaches themselves. Don't let him cross.
I don't have my wedding invitation yet, Ron. Have you had yours? It's going to be another change, meanwhile, for Juventus. Another forward. Daniel Fonseca, the Uruguayan, will replace Angelo Di Livio. Little over 10 minutes remaining. All or nothing now for Juve, they need a goal. Beckham takes. In towards York! Oh! Well, the defender on the line was the man who's just come on, Fonseca. He got a touch. And Manchester United have another corner.
Well, that's a little golden rule normally, you know, you don't make changes when you're defending a corner.
Scholes back to Beckham. That's not a good one for once. Owen and Inzaghi locked together. The referee finds in Inzaghi's favour this time. Ten more minutes. Here is Fonseca. In towards Amoruso, terrific header by Ronnie Johnson. Corner kick, Juventus. The whole European season boils down to this now. Fonseca takes. Schmeichel with a punch under pressure. York against Davids. It breaks for Beckham. York quickly on to Keane. Cole and Beckham are in the break too. 3 against 3. Well, I think Montero caught Keane there, but the referee wasn't impressed.
He certainly made sure that the move didn't continue anyway, Montero. Which is a very diplomatic way of saying he did catch him.
Wonderful sporting theatre here in Turin. Zidane. That's clever, it's Fonseca, oh, it almost came for Inzaghi, he couldn't make contact. Well, our hopes are hung by a thread at times tonight, at times they've been denied by the faintest of margins. The semi-final is still in the balance. Inzaghi on a hat-trick, couldn't make contact. Montero. Picked off by Scholes. Beckham. Possession 9/10 of the law for Manchester United here. Scholes. But Juventus are clearly tired, clearly desperate. If Manchester United can just make the ball do the work for a moment or two. York is on it. But Scholes. Keane. Every pass edges them closer to Barcelona. Neville. Scholes again. Beckham. Swung forward to Gary Neville. Now cut back. It's Dwight York. He's got Cole square of him. It's Andy Cole! Well, Butt was in acres beyond him, but Cole had a right to go for goal. Didn't get a lot of power. Peruzzi made the save.
There's the incident just before it's that ball to the nearest space in the penalty box. Fonseca cuts it across and doesn't get it. Now here's the United one, and this was the result. There must have been 20 passes put in before this ball fell down at goal.
That was the back pass at the end, wasn't it?
Yeah, he's got it under his foot when he's kicking it. He also, we didn't see that, but Nicky Butt was going berserk for another pass to be put in.
The promised land is inside again, the 29th of May, 1968. The last final. York, he skipped through, it's Dwight York, he's brought down by Peruzzi, Cole will finish it off, full speed ahead, Barcelona! Manchester United are in sight of the European Cup final again. Andy Cole has surely made that a certainty now.
Juggling, it takes the keeper on, and I think that Andy Cole has done the referee and the Juventus keeper a favour there by tucking that one away. Otherwise I think we'd have been looking at a penalty and the keeper going off. And that's York, he skips between the two, throws a little shape. Maybe it wasn't a penalty, maybe Yorkie did go to ground a little bit. But there's no doubt where the ball is now.
Well, they need 2 goals, 6 minutes. In 1968 it was Benfica, Bobby, Besti, Bedlam at Wembley. In extra time then. Conte trying to keep the home team hopes alive, but 2 semi-finals and a lot of hoping and waiting later. Manchester United are in sight of a final again. Andy Cole has put them ahead on the night. They have never won a match in Italy. They didn't actually need to win here tonight, but now they have a cushion. Deschamps, though. Deschamps. Zidane. Well, it's been a 5-year plan since the titles were reclaimed in '93, a plan that involves some outstanding players who are elsewhere tonight. The Robsons and the Bruces and the Pallisters and the Hughes and the Cantonars. Masters in the learning process for Manchester United, but it's the class of '99 who are now set to graduate. Beckham almost caught by Zidane, he's gone down painfully. It was a dangerous challenge by Zinedine Zidane. It really was. 4 times since that last European Cup success, Juventus have blocked the path to further continental success for Manchester United. Ron Atkinson himself knows all about that. Those black and white stripes have been like vertical bars preventing United from getting their hands on their heart's desire. But they've rolled away the stone in Turin tonight. Scholes to Neville. Beckham is ready to resume. A little over 3 minutes remaining. Didier Deschamps. Conte unable to control the ball. Dennis Irwin surging forward for Manchester United. On he goes. Trying to make a real name for himself. Cole and York are in the middle. Beckham too. It's Beckham! Oh. That would have been quite a nice way to round off the night, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that would have been one fueled by pure adrenaline. Dennis Irwin bursting out, taking the last line of defence out with his cross. Beckham coming in for a Buddy Holly on the back stick.
Who'd have thought it at 8 o'clock tonight when Manchester United trail by 2 goals to 0. Succeed in Italy and you can succeed anywhere. The last 7 European Cup finals have featured an Italian club side. Manchester United have been set the task of beating 2 Italian club sides to get to this year's final. They're on the brink of doing just that. Inter Milan in the quarter-finals and now Juventus in the semi-finals. The fourth official has signal there'll be 2 extra minutes. We've still got 90 seconds of normal time to play. Here goes Edgar Davids. Header away by Stam. Out as far as Fonseca. It might come here for Amoruso. Held off by Stam, couldn't get his shot in. Tried to force it back, but Paul Scholes was there to pick the pocket of Antonio Conte. It's been a draining night, another draining night for Manchester United, but they keep finding more energy. Inzaghi held up by Neville on the edge of the penalty area. He's had his chances in addition to the 2 goals he scored, as he did at Old Trafford. But Manchester United, let's not forget, not only scored 3 times here, they've hit the inside of the Juventus post twice. And one thing at a time, but the European Cup, FA Cup, League Championship treble has been done, but not in England. Ajax and PSV Eindhoven had treble seasons in Holland. Celtic won all 3 in Scotland in '67. Liverpool almost won all 3 in '77. A deflected goal at Wembley, that's all it takes to break your dreams. Joe Fagan's team later won a treble of sorts, including the League Cup, but this improbable achievement is still within Manchester United's scope here. Stoppage time. Every time we watch them in Europe, Ron, we feel as though we've seen it all, but every time we watch them, we see something else.
In a funny way, they've won quite comfortably, I think, tonight. You know, okay, they've been put to the test a little bit, but once they started to get their act together, you know, and to come back and from a 2-goal deficit against the Italian defenders, you're not supposed to get 2 looks at their goal, never mind, 2 goals back.
Like the end of the European road for Juventus this season. The serial finalists about to be stopped in search of a 5th successive final. Call it destiny, call it fate, but Manchester United have reached the European Cup final again. 31 years on from Bobby's big night out at Wembley, the new United, the United of Alex Ferguson, had the chance to win the giant trophy once more. He's followed in the footsteps of his mentor Matt Busby and led United back to the gates of football heaven. Bayern Munich will be their opponents. It's bye-bye Zidane, bye-bye Ronaldo, hello Mateus. The Premiership leaders, the FA Cup finalists, just don't know where to stop. It's United versus Bayern Munich, Barcelona, 26th of May, live on ITV. The day that Matt Busby would have celebrated his 90th birthday. And at last there is a Manchester United team which is set to emulate the feat of his great side of the late 60s. What do you get for the club that has everything? This is what you get them. It's been an improbable story all the way along. They met Bayern Munich in the group stage. They will meet them again in the final in Barcelona after a spellbinding night here in Turin. Manchester United's first ever win on Italian soil takes them back to the final. We'll be there.
Wow, welcome back to Turin on a memorable night for Manchester United. They're through to the Champions League final, breathtaking. 3-2 winners over Juventus, 4-3 on aggregate. Here's Alex Ferguson.
Alex, so many heartbreaks in the past, but you're there, you're following Sir Matt Busby, taking Manchester United to a European Cup final.
Oh, it's a proud moment for me. My players are absolutely fantastic, absolutely magnificent. Yes!
But you've also done it against the Italians. You've scored 3 goals in their backyard, Juventus. I mean, it's an incredible story tonight.
I thought the first 4 or 5 minutes was the best of my time as a manager. I thought it was absolutely magnificent.
And you know, you said this team would score, but to score 3, I mean, there must have been times when you were worried tonight. It's 2-0 down, Alex.
Well, we gave them a start, didn't we?
Yeah, you did.
Well, proud of them. They recovered well, they kept their composure. and I think they deserve to be there.
And now, of course, you play against Bayern Munich in the final. I mean, without two players, we've got to talk about them. First of all, Roy Keane, who battled his heart out, and Paul Scholes, who won't be able to play.
I mean, I don't know what you can do about it, whether you can appeal or what, but it's still tragic for them to miss the final. Feel for them.
Well, it means a lot to you, Alex. It means a lot to the club. But for Alex Ferguson's career, what about this?
Oh, it's a fantastic night for me. Oh, wonderful.
And this has been the ambition of the club to do it, hasn't it?
Absolutely. This is the level we want to play at.
So tonight you enjoy getting there, then you've got to get on. Is the treble on now? FA Cup final, European Champions Cup final, and currently at the top.
Well, we'll just take one. We've got a big game on Sunday now.
Okay, go and enjoy it tonight. Well done, Alex. Congratulations.
That's Alex's view. Let's hear now from one of the heroes, a man who scored 8 goals so far in this season's competition, joint top scorer this season. This is Dwight York.
Well, it's been quite a season for you, Dwight York. Start with Aston Villa, finish up the European Cup final with Manchester United.
Can't be that bad, is it, really? I mean, it's just been superb. It's been a brilliant night. Obviously, all the lads are delighted with the result, and we're off to Barcelona. What more can we ask for?
And what was really important for Manchester United was the York-Cole combination to work again tonight.
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously we've been rested for the last 2 games. Obviously a bit disappointing there, but to be fair, Teddy and Ollie's done the business. We're still top of the Premiership, we're in the FA Cup final, and now we're off to Barcelona. So the gaffer knows what he's doing. As he said before, we have a fantastic squad, and that's why he can rotate the players, and we were really fresh looking forward to this one.
And a word about your captain Roy Keane and Paul Scholes, who will miss the final through suspension.
I know it's a bit of a blow for us, really, because they're 2 key players for us. Keane has been superb throughout the season, and that would be a big loss. And Paul Scholes, we all know what he's capable of doing on the night. But as I said, we're there now, and when we get there, we'll cross that barrier of trying to fill the best team on the night to make sure we get a good result.
Okay, and you set that last goal up nicely.
Can't be bad, as I said, we're there now, and that's what's important.
Well done.
Cheers, Gary.
Thank you.
What a thrilling second half, Terry, Glenn, and right through from Dwight York, right through to Peter Schmeichel have all played a vital part.
Yes.
I mean, the big goalkeeper's done it again, hasn't it, when needed?
How often has he done it this year? If you do manage to get into the back of them, like they do here, an angled ball, lovely ball played in, Inzaghi whips it on his left, and there he is again, low, sticking his leg out, round your legs. It's so difficult to deal with, but he's got fast feet, he sticks his right leg out quick and blocks it. So important, so many times he does it.
It's hard to almost remember a game with so much excitement, so many near misses. Andy Cole missed a sitter, didn't he?
Bob. There were so many chances all night for United, and Beckham puts a superb cross here. And I think Andy should have pulled the trigger first time with the left foot, really. But there were so many opportunities for United to score, and you felt they were going to get a goal, at any stage.
Yeah. Do you think there's any chance of an appeal for a guy I think's really unlucky, Paul Scholes?
It is a tragedy for the lad. It really is. But he's gone in there, and from the referee's angle, he's seen the foot there, the right foot going on Deschamps.
But he played the ball, Glenn, didn't he?
He played the ball, but he's also caught the guy with a tackle that, at the time, the referee has seen the right foot make contact with Deschamps, and I think Deschamps made it into a worse tackle. You can appeal, but I don't think they're going to change that.
Yeah, we saw one against the post the first half. We were in desperation when Dennis Irwin, Terry, in the second half.
Yeah, you couldn't believe how he just shifts inside. He doesn't do a trick, and he's able to get all that space and pick a spot. It bounces nicely back to him again. It doesn't finish. Here you go, 1, 2, and just passes it almost into the net.
But then the moment, both of you talk about this one, because this is the moment that Alex Ferguson's dream came true. Glenn, you started off here on Andy Cole.
Well, it's a long punt from Schmeichel, and the defence, Juventus defence has just done nothing about it to clearing the first ball. They've got themselves both going for the same ball from Dwight York. He's took it round the keeper, he's looked for the penalty, and to be fair to Andy Cole, he could have stopped, he could have watched it, but he followed it up.
The 2 defenders get too close and flat. He's able to pop through to both of them, plays it to the right side. Whether it's a penalty or whether it's not, it's purely academic.
But the good thing there was Cole, he could have just been watching that as a spectator, but he's followed it up, he's done the professional thing, he's ended up getting the winning goal.
They're getting so good now, they're handicapping Man United, giving them 2 goals start away from
I know. How can you assess this performance overall? I mean, how good are United here to do what they've done?
Assessed it. They're in the cup final, still there looking for the league championship, and they're in the final of the European Champions League. How much better can you do? They started off, how many teams with 10 minutes gone, 2 down, you'd have thought, the heavens are falling. They didn't even think and worry about. They just kept going where it's going to take us, and it took them where they wanted to be, right in the game.
It's infectious. I've never seen you like this.
They were magnificent tonight. Not only the goal chances that they got to score 3 goals here in Juve, but the style that they did it, they were composed. They
That's the absolute style.
They composed possession, which we haven't seen them play like that here before, and they've been here a few times now.